well, but to explain, because it's been brought up in chat again, guys, Rotterdam is streaming his own matches, and I highly encourage you to check it out on his point of view if you want to watch him play. Thing is, though, we have a stream delay required by the tournament that we can't exactly lose here. I think Rotterdam's probably streaming without one if I had to guess. So if you guys do watch on his stream, please do not bring spoilers back to this chat. It's the quickest way to get banned here on the channel. No spoilerinos. That being said, though, welcome back. WCS game number 2 for the qualifiers of Europe, spawning here in the southern location. It's a barcode, but we all know him as the Blue Protoss, Shadown. Apparently from Nuit Blanche, I'm guessing, going off his Twitter.
Yeah, it's actually Shadown.
Shadown?
Yes. Well, in the top position as the Orange Protoss, it's Roots Rotterdam.
Well, it's Shadown. You know what? If the guy wanted me to say his name correctly, he wouldn't have used the barcode. He would have had his own name there for me to read. So, Besides, I guess it wouldn't be Shadow-Win anyways. It's Shadow lose right now. Am I right? Oh, that unnecessary BM. But in all seriousness, it was a pretty clever move out of Rotterdam to take advantage of his opponent's SimCity, use it against him. His little bit of aggression wasn't off of 3 gates, so it wasn't super all in. I really didn't know how far it was going to go, because 2-gate aggression just isn't... It's not really that deadly in PvP a lot of the time, but he made it work for him, and to that he gets a lot of credits.
Well, it was 2-gate versus 3, wasn't it? Like, with Blink on the way?
Well, Roddy... I'm talking about his opener, though, like, when the first started, like, we had the Zealots and the Pylons. Like, it was gross, it was wonderful.
Yeah, but it didn't... Well, anyways. Well, whatever. The point is that Rotterdam did a pretty fantastic move, and the micro was there as well. There's a lot of really cool micro that went down with Stalker versus Stalker. So even when he had Blink, even if the game went on, Shadown... I feel like I'm saying it wrong.
I feel like it's almost like a lazy way of saying Showdown. Like, Shadown.
Shadown? Yeah, I guess so. It's weird. Anyways, he just wasn't able to recover. Now, is he going to be able to get away with that same tactic? Probably not. I don't know if you can really force another pylon in your opponent's base. You're going to try.
Well, I'm wondering too, Shadown might actually just end up... This sounds silly, but you know, he had to deal with a little bit of Roddy cheese in game 1. He might just try and pay him back with a big all-in. It is Van Eye Research Station after all, and whether you can go with 2 gates for an opener, Rotterdam styles or 3, well, actually hold that thought. We can have a Stargate instead.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is really annoying, and I would say on most other maps, this is a great choice. The reason I don't like it for this map is usually what you do by opening with the Stargate, whether it's Phoenix or whether it's Oracle. Oh, Rotterdam's also going to go for zone. You typically put your opponent on the defensive. You have to leave a couple stalkers in the mineral line, they don't move out, and sometimes you actually get to the point where you're containing them in their main and they can't take a natural because of how deadly it is. But Van Eye Research Station has it in base, and you only need 1 force field to protect both of those bases, so... I can't say he's really going to get the effect of a contain on this map, not initially at least, but we'll see how this actually does turn out. Because Rotterdam, yo, is he the type of guy to make Phoenix, or does he go to an Oracle and kind of counter himself here?
I don't know. It is interesting to see him go for Phoenix, though. Like, anyone start off with Phoenix. I thought he was going to go to Oracle and, you know, was hoping that Rotterdam was going to do the same aggression. Because, you know, back home, Rotterdam was, you know, he really had nothing. Yeah, a Mothership Core was getting a bunch of kills, right? So an Oracle surprising Rotterdam would have been quite good if it was the same build. It's not, though. It is going to be Phoenix versus Phoenix.
Okay, so I seriously think like the last time I cast Phoenix versus Phoenix, it was like in control for Team Story Cup or something. And one thing I can tell you guys for certain is Phoenix versus, well, I guess 2v2s is right, but those don't count because that's like 50 Phoenix. But one thing that makes this very incredibly frustrating is not only can Phoenix move and shoot, thus kind of removing a big micro element to them, they deal a lot of bonus damage to themselves as well. So when it comes to trading out, it's going to be a quick, volatile explosion of fights, and realistically, Stalkers don't contribute that much to this. The Photon Overcharge helps a bit, but at the end of the day, it's going to come down to who has more Phoenix and better positioning, and right now, it's not Rotterdam.
Oh, well, now they find each other.
Just a little bit of a dance. I think Rotterdam actually loses this fight, so good thing he did pull back. He got the second shot off.
Yeah. Seeing that your opponent also went Phoenix, you got to entirely change your plans, though. Getting out of Phoenix is kind of, like getting out of the Mafia. It's going to be really, really risky.
I thought it was bringing me back in. He's going to lose this fight initially, and that will put him drastically behind. Roddy continuing with his Phoenix production, though. I'm not sure how I feel about this. It's really hard to make up that difference. Even just losing one, it snowballs pretty quick.
Gonna bank on his other units to help him out here as he goes back home. Still loses the Phoenix, though. Oh, no.
That is the problem. Very much like Hellions fighting one another. These things have a lot of bonus damage versus light. They are light, and the fights tend to go, well, as expected. Now, if Shadown continues with his Phoenix production, and let's say Rotterdam never gets to the point where he has anything close to the means to fight, this becomes a very bad game for Rotterdam because there's just no way to bridge that gap, and eventually you have so many, what little ground units there are due to the investment in the Phoenix just get Graviton beamed up afterwards. So you're like, oh, I took out all of your Phoenix, Rotterdam, and you've only got 2 Stalkers left on the ground? Well, that's not a problem.
As you can see, both players still going for Phoenixes. There could be a point where one of them decides to try and eke in either a second Stargate or a Fleet Beacon for the upgrade. It just, you can't get out of it once you're in, you know? It's just, that's not gonna happen. It's like Muta versus Muta Wars. First one to try and get the Pathogen Glands, and Infestors could be the one that loses as they try. But it is going to be creating some silly games. We do have Shadown going for the Fleet Beacon.
Okay, so Anion Pulse Crystals. Interesting. I would love if this was not Anion Pulse Crystals, though, and it's like, surprise, it's a carrier. But we all know that's not going to happen. It's not Legacy of the Void just yet. Womp womp. Now, for Rotterdam's sake, he doesn't really have a lot of coverage for defense. Photon Overcharge will go a long way. A couple of Stalkers hitting here and there will be nice. But at the end of the day, he is going to lose these probes. And he's already down by about 10. Any losses on top of that do hurt. He's going to go for a second Stargate, though. This might help him take that gap. But still, the problem will persist where his opponent's going to have range over him.
Yeah. I mean, if the micro's not perfect and they'll both like reach each other's like minimum range, you know.
Yeah, then you keep attacking like at the same.
Yeah,
we're
it
moving
doesn't matter.
at the same speed. Yeah.
But it is about the micro in all aspects, and it's really Rotterdam who's hoping for that mess up from Shadown.
Yeah, it's actually really interesting to see this because not only is Shadown not going for a second Stargate, right? He's actually investing in I guess ground. We'll call them everything else weapons underneath this.
Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, he might be looking to try and transfer out, thinking that if he has the Hallucinate Phoenix Scout seems kind of hopeful. But that if he has the range upgrade, then he's going to be perfectly good and always win the Phoenix fights. And I mean, in a technical, perfect world, I guess that's true. But all it takes is one little misstep. These guys, their acceleration, they don't really stop. They don't want to keep going. They want to glide.
Well, 2 very interesting things in play right now. Rotterdam's got better production, but he's got less effective units per Phoenix. Guardian Shield, a lot of people don't know this, does affect air units, so it'll be good to have that nearby if he decides to take a fight. But you brought up a good point. He's going for their Stargate, yeah. But you brought up a good point here where if Rotterdam gets inside that range, if he can get a shot off, he's going to stay in range is the thing. And that might just be what comes down. He's trying to poke and force his opponent here. Shadown. I like the hallucinations, kind of a cool move. Hoping to soak the hits, allow Rotterdam to get in range for the rest.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. He's got more Phoenix, who should go in his favor. It's 12-7. And it's just no outrunning this. If you start in range, you're going to stay in range. And a silly fight that it be, Rotterdam takes a massive victory here.
Yeah, really, really massive victory.
Like, you can grab on these drops. Yeah, well, there's nothing here. There's actually nothing here. He could win off this. You're right. He's down, or was and is down in probes, but going for the probe kills. Rotterdam getting a little bit greedy. I still think he could pick up every Stalker and kill them. He can pick off that Mothership Core. He can kill the sentries, as we see going down right now. More Stalkers warping in, but just back away from the overcharge. Can collect your Phoenix. I mean, he's moving into not Colossus, pardon me, Immortals behind this. Oh, I hope this rallies correctly. Otherwise, you may have to kill a pylon.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be trapped.
I think so too. Okay, that's a little bit awkward.
Yeah, a little bit. Oh, third base off the back of this. I mean, Shadown tries to get like one more Phoenix, kind of a lame attempt, and he starts warping a bunch of Stalkers.
I actually think the third base isn't a bad move because you can't lift it up, right? I mean, it's not going to be safe.
That's true.
But it's,
I don't know about it being probed up though.
And it totally got stuck. Oh no, it didn't. What? Are you serious, Rotterdam?
You've been going stuck. Are you serious?
No, your unit's his unit's been going to the gym, dude. Taking selfies with him on that treadmill. There's that Immortal, skinny and fit.
I thought it was going to be trapped somewhere. Jeez.
Fits through. I thought it was going to be trapped 100% too. Anyways, Phoenix just coming through with their Massacre. I see. This is the problem, right? And this is where I think this sort of starts falling apart for Rotterdam a little bit. When there was only 4 or 5 stalkers on the field, you can snowball with the Phoenix. But the fact that he gave up that control early on in favor of probe kills means that his opponent actually has this many stalkers, this ridiculously high stalker count.
That is true, but you know, Rotterdam's already going into stuff that's going to be able to kind of counter Blink Stalkers, because a lot of Blink Stalkers, they can be good, but after a while, they're really not. And, you know, lucky for Rotterdam, Blink was even done there during that entire harass, so there was a lot more Phoenix would have gone down. Now, I guess he wants to be careful about not using too much energy, because it looks like Shadown is going to go for an attack, hitting with +2 and Blink, pretty perfect timing, really. And these will want to go ahead and try and pick up at least a few of those units. I do not think Rotterdam has enough Immortals quite yet.
I mean, I guess
is a lot. But it's a lot of Blink Stalkers.
Yeah, and they get on top of this army right away, and this might be that throw we were worried about. The Mothership Core just barely shy on the energy to go for an overcharge. Just gonna end up getting sacrificed. Phoenix are rushing back to try and help, but I don't know that they can.
I think it's just so bold way too much. If all of his units were in position with the Phoenixes, I mean, a lot of the Blink forwards go down, and they don't actually catch the Immortals, you know? That's too bad. Taking out the Phoenix was a huge move.